Without a doubt, my favorite city on our travels through Ireland and Scotland was Edinburgh. There's just so much history here. At the center of the city is a magnificent castle sitting atop an extinct volcano, with history dating back 3,000 years. No matter where you are in the city, it's so impressive to take a look up at it. It sits 260 feet above the surrounding area. And you can imagine that if you were somebody trying to scale this years ago, it'd be next to impossible to do so. Also important point, Scotland has tons of hills. I don't know that I've climbed more hills on any vacation I've been on. Make sure you bring your walking shoes. It was quite a workout. The Royal Mile is the street connecting the castle to the palace at the end. It's filled with tourists. There's lots of great restaurants, and there's all these little unassuming pathways that they call a close that are actually alleyways to entire neighborhoods. The close that had our Airbnb was the old fish market close. Not surprisingly, where they used to sell fish. But one thing that you may not notice is that the street is incredibly steep. That's by design. Anything unpleasant to smell rolls all the way down to the bottom. At night, there'd be a lot of tour groups here talking about the history of the street and how there's cellars underneath that are hundreds of years old. We stayed in Edinburgh during the Fringe Festival in the month of August. There's tons of street performances which are great, but it does get a bit more noisy at night, so be aware. Still, some of the shows were really impressive to watch. One of the best shows was the nightly military tattoo, which is the term they use for a military parade. Charlie and I had a ton of fun exploring the city at night together. It was a great father-son activity. The next morning was our tour of Edinburgh Castle, and it definitely didn't disappoint. This area is one of the most besieged places in all of Great Britain. It's been attacked over 23 different times. Walking up, you can see just how protected it is against anybody that may want to try to take it. It gives a commanding view of the city. Probably the favorite attraction for the kids was the opportunity to check out the cannons along the walls.
And the cannons, they continue to ice fly in the can. Okay, let me put the snow in there so it freezes it. Now they can. Hey, Daddy, we destroyed the whole entire city except a clock tower.
Some of these cannons are absolutely enormous. This one in particular, they would cart around and it could blow open entire walls of castles. Every once in a while, you'll look around to be reminded how much they use the natural landscape to fortify this place. Now, technically you're not supposed to climb on the rocks, but the kids had a heck of a time. Next, we got to check out St. Margaret's Chapel. This is the gospel she used to use. The grounds also hold a memorial to the servicemen and women in the armed forces. You can check out a lot of the famous medals and trophies that have been awarded over the years. There are even some pretty impressive artifacts from famous battles. These things were collected at the Battle of Waterloo for Napoleon's last stand. Next, we moved on to the military prisons, and there's areas that house not only prisoners of war, but also people who broke the rules within the Scottish ranks themselves. This man was given 2 months of hard labor for drinking on the job. It was about this time that our kids started to melt down, and thankfully some of the staff there are outstanding. This man took his time to help calm the kids down and show them some really neat features that brought them back.
What I'll do is I'll open this door, you can see it. So if I can open the door. No, you're not allowed to go up there. No one is. We don't use it. So that staircase. Have you been to the top of the castle yet?
Yeah.
If you were really bad in the hall and the king didn't like you, you would shout on the jailer and you'd be sent down here and you'd be locked up.
Locked up?
Yeah, you can put in one of these cells down here. That's where that went. There's lots more in here.
I was just really impressed and thankful that he took his time to show us around. One of the things that we got to see was this old prison door, and he was pointing out how the prisoners used to carve graffiti into it. This area is actually supposed to be a small flag off the back of the ship that depicts one of the earliest known images of the Stars and Stripes from the Revolutionary War. One other cool fact is while they were in prison, the military prisoners were allowed to make things and sell them for money. These things are made of wood but covered in flattened straw to create crazy decorations. The most impressive project, though, was this ship, made entirely from scraps that the prisoner could find, including old chicken bones left around. He actually was able to sell this for a lot of money to one of the local noblemen. Just outside the prison is David's Tower, and there's lots of placards talking about the history of these rooms. In this room, the King of Scotland himself delivered a bull's head to his rivals who were taken outside and murdered. It seems like a pretty small place, but big things have happened here, including during World War II, when they had to try to hide the honors of Scotland, they actually hid them down here in these caverns. The final part of the tour was getting to check out the Royal Palace to see the honors of Scotland themselves, which includes swords, a scepter, and the crown. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to take a lot of video or pictures of the crown jewels themselves, and so you may just have to rely on some of the images you can find online, but I would strongly encourage you to go and check it out for yourself. After such a heavy dose of history, we decided for a more laid-back activity, a family bike ride around the city. We used the Edinburgh Bike Tour Company, and our guide was Finn. He was awesome. When our kids were having a tough time, he showed them the proper way that a Scotsman throws stones into the sea. It really felt like something out of the movie Braveheart. Big shout out to Finn. You were absolutely awesome, man. Thank you so much. Next, it was time for us to grab a bite to eat. The place we chose was an Indian restaurant called Dishoom, which was outstanding food. While you're waiting, they take you down initially to a little bar for drinks while your table's getting prepared. All right, we're at Dishoom. We got the black dal, which is a bean and lentil soup. Different types of naan. It comes with 3 kinds of chilies. The kids got a thumbs up soda. Charlie,
Yeah?
impressions?
I'm gonna be trying the chili chicken tenders.
Awesome.
They're
What?
also hot with the sauce, so I can just add it.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. Thoughts?
Spicy as I'm used to, but not too spicy.
Beth got the chicken berry Britannia and got the kids chicken filet. And what do you think, Annie? Good? The next morning, we checked out Victoria Street. Now, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you should know J.K. Rowling wrote all of the Harry Potter series here, so there's a lot of locations that she used for inspiration in the books. This place is thought to be the inspiration for Diagon Alley. Just like in the stories, you can even stop for a butterbeer. All right, guys, first reaction, how's the butterbeer?
Yummy.
Charlie?
Right, it is buttery.
And if you're looking for some pretty unique Harry Potter souvenirs, you've got lots of options. We definitely weren't going to pass up the opportunity. Now, one of the more famous shops on the street is this one. There's quite a line to get in, but there's a reason for that. There's lots of photo opportunities if you get inside. Although it may sound strange, one of the best activities is a graveyard tour. This is Greyfriars Graveyard, and it's actually where J.K. Rowling used to walk for inspiration when writing the Harry Potter books. One of the really neat activities is to walk around trying to find the graves of the names of people she actually used in the stories. We were able to find a couple. Including, arguably, one of the most famous names of all. On our final morning in Edinburgh, my little buddy and I went out to get pastries so everyone could fuel up for the big climb later that day. Arthur's Seat. It's a huge extinct volcano next to Holyrood Palace, raising 823 feet above the ground. It is quite a climb. With 2 little kids, it took us a solid hour and a half to do it. Now, although this scene looks impressive, you don't actually have to do this degree of climbing. We got lost on the pathway and we thought we had to go this direction, but there was really something easier to get up there. Thankfully, along the way, there are lots of little places to stop and catch your breath. You're definitely going to need those opportunities. But as you continue to climb, the views just get better and better. Now this scene takes a little bit of background information to understand. We just got all the way to the top, and all I was trying to do was get a view of the castle. but it was so insanely windy, even the birds can't fly. I'm not sure what happened to this guy. Sadly, it was time for us to go, but there was one last thing on our bucket list, trying haggis.
I'm doing this.
You got this, buddy.
I'm doing this.
You got it.
You're right.
Not bad, right?
Thank you again for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Please remember to like and subscribe so you get access to all of our future content. Thank you again for watching.